So you already started learning how to bartend and you want to take it to the next level. Well, I'm going to teach you an advanced bar setup for anybody looking to learn bartending advanced techniques. Stay tuned. What's up guys, Sam James, Barprints.co, and in this video I'm going to be giving you my recommendations for a home bartending advanced bar setup for anyone looking how to bartend on a higher level. Now, if you're looking for the best in bartending tips, bartending tricks, and bartending videos, don't forget to click the subscribe button right down here, and don't forget to click the notification bell to make sure you never miss a new video when it comes out. Now, whether you want to learn bartending at home because you're hosting a dinner party or hosting a party of any kind for that matter, home bartending is one of those things that naturally is an absolute must if you want to blow away your guests and bring your hosting game to the next level. And honestly, in my opinion, my ever so humble opinion, this is the perfect place for you to start if you want to learn how to bartend with no experience. Now, this is actually a follow-up video to one I've done previously on home bartending, the perfect bar setup. So if you haven't already watched that video, go ahead and wait. Sorry about that. Check it out right here. Watch that first and then come back and watch this one. Now, first off, let's talk about some of the bar tools that you'll be needing, and don't worry about trying to hunt any of these things down. I'll put links in the description for everything so that once you're done watching this video, you can just head down there, grab everything that you need from Amazon. Now, first thing we're going to be talking about is the Icy Blueprint. This is a very cool thing, especially when you start getting into making your own creams, and more specifically, when you start making your own cocktail foams. Now, for a quick tutorial on cocktail foams, you can check out this video right here so that you can see all the cool things you can do to enhance a cocktail with a particular flavored foam completely of your design and creation. Quick tip to remember when you are buying your Icy Whipper is to buy extra chargers for it. And when you're buying your chargers, you want to make sure you get N2O chargers and not CO2 chargers. Now, the reason for that is N2O is a far heavier, denser gas, and it helps to emulsify the ingredients in the foam better. That's just really a fancy word of making things that are not supposed to mix together, mix properly together. And you definitely want to make sure you made that distinction when you're ordering them or when you're buying them in the store to make sure that your foam comes out exactly the way you want it to. Next up, we have our soda siphon, and this is where the CO2 chargers are going to come in versus the N2O chargers. Now, this is really cool because of a couple of things. One, it's a really cool looking piece of equipment and you can do some really awesome stuff with it. First of which, you can start creating your own carbonated water, your own seltzer, things like that. And that's cool because, you know, depending on the kind of water you buy, the kind of sparkling water, mineral water, whatever, if you're really trying to enhance the kind of cocktail that you're going to be making with it, you really have more control over the flavor by creating your own seltzer. If you want to learn more about how to properly carbonate anything for that matter, you can check out this video right here. And also keep in mind, it's not just for doing water. It is really cool if you want to create your own sodas, your own unique flavors of something that you want to add into a cocktail, as well as carbonating an entire cocktail in and of itself as a new, cool, fun way to present said cocktail. Next up is you want to have a cool torch, or I really shouldn't say a good cool torch, but just a good torch that you can use. And this is essential because when you start to get into things that incorporate fire, such as tiki cocktails, for example, like in this demonstration right here, to light your cocktail so that you can do some really cool fire effects with it and further enhance the guest experience, the visual aesthetic. In some cases, the flavor of the cocktail, you really do need to have something reliable that you can light at a moment's notice, which leads into our next piece of equipment, which is the handheld smoker. And of course, this is really cool to impart different aromas, different flavors into a particular cocktail. And that's important because the sense of smell really does play into how we enjoy the things that we're drinking and eating. And smoking, aside from the visual aesthetic and the pleasing look of using this equipment, it really does help enhance the guest experience as they enjoy their cocktail. So quick thing about your smoker, make sure that the receptacle has a metal component so that as you use it multiple times, you don't actually burn the smoker and damage it for further use, or you're obviously going to be out of smoker. Now for some more ideas on how to smoke, techniques to smoke, and what type of things you should use when you're smoking a cocktail, you should check out this video right here once you're done to give you some great ideas. And then obviously, as I recommend to everybody, go nuts with it, make it your own, play with it as much as possible. Next up, we have unique glassware. Glassware or cups that are specific to the type of drink that you're going to be serving. Now, you can go as far as having a Moscow Mule cup or a mint julep cup, as the name suggests, for the particular drinks. These are pictured right here. There's also tiki mugs for when you're doing that kind of thing, like the one I'm using in this demonstration right here. And outside of like the regular champagne flute and things like that, there are a lot of really unique types of glassware out there, new cool stuff coming out all the time, whether you're going to be using mason jars or things like that, or something as unique as some of these glasses that I'm using right here, like this particular two-piece martini glass or this stemmed martini glass right here. There's a lot of different types of cool glassware that, again, really enhance the visual aesthetic when you're presenting this cocktail to your guests. So try to find some really cool stuff. The old rules of a certain cocktail has to go in a certain glass kind of aren't there anymore, because they're inventing so much cool stuff every day that you can play with and personalize and make your own whenever you're presenting whatever particular cocktail you're serving to your guest. Next up, we have our blender, and this is cool for a couple reasons. One, once you start to get into frozen cocktails, for example, obviously this is an absolute must-have for when you're creating those things. But I also like to have a blender on hand for batch cocktails. Like if I have to make a big batch of something, be it a big batch of Bloody Marys, margaritas, Coquitos, things like that, then a blender is definitely the way you want to go. Now, you can check out these videos right here for how to make some of those cocktails that I mentioned. But if there's another batch cocktail that you want to make, I also recommend you checking out this video right here to make sure you set yourself up for success. Next up, you have fresh herbs and dehydrated fruit. And this is essential because, and I've said this a bunch of times on this channel, good ingredients make good cocktails, and fresh is as best as you can get. So when it comes to making things like a mojito or something like that, you want to make sure you have fresh mint leaves, or like a gin basil smash. You want to make sure you have fresh basil so that you can make these amazing cocktails. And then of course, when it comes to dehydrated fruit, these are awesome for garnishing. Don't get me wrong, the fresh herbs are great for garnishing too, but these are things that really, these are little steps that you could take to really kick up the presentation to the cocktail and really kind of make this game-changing next level show for your friends and family or your guests whenever you're presenting. Now, one of the things that you also might want to consider for these cocktails are having really nice cocktail picks, metal ones, for example, because again, they look professional, they look cool, they're sturdy, and the best thing about them is they are reusable. So you get a set of good quality picks, you can use them whenever you want to, just rinse and repeat basically. Next up, you have more specialty bottles. Now, this can get pretty crazy, particularly because depending on the cocktail that you're making, there's so many variations and so many different types of ingredients you should get. I would recommend that you, unless you're working on a particular cocktail, don't get all those bottles right away. To start out with, I would say that you'd go with the following. To your set of spirits, add a good bottle of brandy. My personal favorite to go with is usually a Remy Martin VSOP, because I find, again, it's great quality for the amount of money that you're going to be spending on it. So as your spirit, you add that one to your spirit. Especially bottles are concerned, I would go with at least a bottle of Cointreau. And this is awesome because for a lot of ingredients that call for dry curacao, triple sec, whatever the case may be, you buy one bottle of Cointreau and you can use that as a good substitution for in a recipe that calls for any one of those things. Now, obviously, the purist in me has to tell you that it won't taste 100% exactly the way that the recipe would have dictated it when you use a substitution like that, but it is still good enough that you make a really good quality spirit. Now, the next thing you're going to do is get a nice bottle of vermouth, and you can either go with, I recommend the martini vermouth, for example, and this is something that you need for your martinis, your Manhattans, and things like that. Now, quick tip about vermouth. Vermouth is like wine, so once you open it, it's not going to last forever. So if you find yourself not using a lot of vermouth, then you want to get a smaller bottle, like a 375 ml bottle or something like that. Next up, you want to have at least one type of Amaro, and I would usually go with a Campari or an Aperol, because those are among some of the most common Amaros, and they play in specific cocktails that you'll be making, like a Negroni or an Aperol Spritz. If you want to know how to make a Negroni, you can check out this video right here. But those are two great Amaros for you to start out with, just so you can have that as an offering. And then as you get more advanced and learn more cocktail recipes, start adding bottles one at a time. And that covers the advanced bar setup. Now, again, you don't have to break the bank and get everything all at once. Wow, Sam can't speak today. I definitely recommend you starting off with some of these basics and then gradually adding them over time as you get more comfortable with your skills, as you start to learn more cocktails, as you want to try and learn new things. Now, if you're looking for the best bartending training to take your skills to the next level, go ahead and head over to barprints.co and enroll in our online bartending school and check out our online bartending course, Mixology Mastery. I've created this program using proven systems and proven frameworks to create the quickest, most comprehensive bartender training out there. The entire thing is already laid out for you, saving you a ton of time searching the internet with everything from the best in bartending for beginners material all the way to advanced techniques that are guaranteed to wow any guest that you'll have. And the best part, you don't even have to leave your couch because you do the entire bartending course online. Finally, if you found this video helpful, and I really hope you have, don't forget to give it a like and share with your friends. Also, for some more great bartending tips, tricks, and bartending videos, don't forget to check out these videos right here. Thanks a lot for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.